70 junior drivers from all around the world here for the second round of the SUPERMASTER series. 68 for the pre-final. We are down to the final 34. The final of the junior category in just a moment. The karts are on the start-finish straight. They will be pushed into life without the aid of a battery or a starter motor. Direct drive, OK Junior, it has been a success. International karting is certainly on the rise after the category introduction in 2016. 70 drivers here for the second round of the series. And we've got 34 on the grid, ready for this 16-lap final to be led away by Andrea Rosso, who won the first round of the series at Adria. And he also won the pre-final this morning along with Pavel Balantsev, the Russian, on the outside of the front row of the grid. Janis Chivico, the Spaniard, on the left of your screen. You can just see the FA card, number 360. He is alongside Jumpin' Jack doing 326. He was second at Adria. Ricky Flynn Motorsport for 2017 has relocated all the way from the Gold Coast. And that's a difficult move to make, to leave Australia to come and live in Europe. But he's making the effort worthwhile. He starts fourth on the grid, was second in the pre-final this morning. His father, the legendary five-time world champion Mick Doohan, not here this weekend. Very busy man. Good afternoon or good morning to you. Good evening, Mick. Watching on back on the Gold Coast, of course, back home for the Australian F1 Grand Prix, on which he sits on the board. His boy Jack, 326, starts out of grid number 4. Third row of the grid, Ilya Morozov, another of the prolific Russians. And then Hyper Harry Thompson, the Englishman, another Ricky Flynn Motorsport entry. On the third row, it's all Zanardi Perilla on the fourth row of the grid. Michelotto and Leonardo Marceglia. There is Mattia to the left of your screen, standing. Ready to push that kart into life. Here we go, the junior final. 16 laps, 20 kilometres. On, thankfully, a dry track here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. So there is Rosso. He's driving for the Baby Race team, who have their headquarters not too far from here in Brescia, northern Italy. Winner of the first round of the series. He leads the series alongside Balantsev, Chivico Doohan, Morozov Thompson. There's the Zanardis on the fourth row. Michelotto and Marceglia, Gabriel Bortoletto and Chris Lallam. He's been superb. Only his second race on the European continent in the OK Junior class. Gillian Henry on in the Triple 3 CRG. Victor Maillard, Bus Bastian, and the wee lad from Scotland, Dexter Patterson. Yeah, I've been listening to too much Kevin Bridges. Hello to all of our friends in Scotland. Your boy Dexter, he's been great this weekend. Starts out of 14. So look out for Cass Havercourt. Starts immediately behind Dexter in the 320 CRG. 353 CRG, I should say. He was the fastest qualifier on Friday evening, but did not have a good run. Had a couple of DNFs in the heats. Remember, the heats were held on this very circuit 24 hours ago when the rain was coming in sideways. Havercourt in the Perilla-powered CRG from grid number 16 with a lot of work to do to take victory this afternoon. There's Chris Lallam, 376, the superbly presented Piers Sexton Racing entry. Arguably the best presented team here this weekend with their two drivers, Chris and Flynn Jack, or Jax Flynn. There is the Australian on the last row of the grid. The final corner, Andrea Rosso to the left of your screen leads them up to the line. We go green, he looks behind him. Pavel Balantsev has missed the start badly. Janis Civico, the Spaniard, immediately slots into second spot as they all make their way through the opening few corners here at Castelletto. Rosso nervously up the back straight, and I say that because the tyres are not up to temperature. The freight train streamed down into the fast corner at the end of the back straight. Very slight movements on the steering wheel as Balantsev goes up the inside of the Spaniard Civico to take second place. Duin's there in fourth spot, watching on. Does he want to take the inside, the outside? He sits there and waits for a better opportunity as Balantsev runs wide. Ilya Morotsov in P5, the SMP Racing driver, blue race suit, green helmet. He's behind Duin. Rosso with a superb lead after just one lap. He's 1.1 seconds ahead of Balantsev, Civico, Duin, Morotsov, then the two Zanardi cars of Michelotto and Marceglia, Harry Thompson, Bortoletto, and the 333 CRG of Gillian Henrion rounds out the 10. Duin has got through on Civico. He's in third. They go down through the back part of the circuit. Ilya Morotsov takes the Spaniard now. That was a little bit of a messy move. They've lost time. He did get by him. Civico gets a push from behind. It's all happening in the early part of this race. Patterson at the back of that field, fighting there with his countryman, Lullum. Also Bastian, Henrion. Rosso, meanwhile, is disappearing up the road. The gap last time was 1.1 seconds. He's just done the fastest lap of the race. He's put a 10th on Balantsev. Then it's Duin, Morotsov. Duin has now just matched that time. He's done a 51.9. So only Duin and Rosso under the 52-second bracket. They start their third lap. Duin in the slipstream of the Russian. These two went at it hammer and tong in the pre-final. The Russian came off best. A lot of head movement, a lot of body lean from the Russian. Down the inside! What a brilliant move by Jumpin' Jack Duin. He came from so far back. Did not touch him, that was clean. Signals to Balantsev, hey, let's pull away. I think Balantsev might want to play because he looked behind him, said, okay, Jack, you pull away, I'll come with you. We'll sort this out in the dying laps. Rosso, 1.2 seconds last time with that move. He's put the lead out to 1.5 and he's done a 51.5. Fastest lap of the race. Balantsev and Morotsov, the two Russians, in third and fourth. Duin wide onto the straight, head down behind the steering wheel, breaks the air for the Russian behind him. Matteo Michelotto, meanwhile, he's in the Zanardi kart in fifth and coming on hard. Up the lakeside straight for the fourth time. Balantsev sticks behind the 326 FA kart of Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Rosso, though, there's the gap from the race leader after just 4.5 laps. They're just completing their fourth lap now. This is the start of his fifth. Duin still cannot shake the Russian. Down into turn number 4. Needs to get good drive out of here. But Morotsov is catching the both of them, as is Matteo Michelotto, as is the first of the boys from Brazil, Gabriel Bortoletto, from grid 9's in 6th. In the 309 CRG, Civico back to 7th. Remember, he was up in second or third spot on the opening laps of the race. He's now being harassed immensely by Thompson, Marceglia, Chris Lullum, Henrion, Patterson, Bastian, Maillard. Havercourt rounds out the top 15. Rosso a little bit wide that time. Won't cost him time. He puts his foot down. Up the inside, Michelotto takes the Russian for fourth place. Morotsov back to fifth. Bortoletto. Can the Brazilian get by the Russian as well? The gap from the leader to this battle for second and third is now 1.9 seconds. Bortoletto in the CRG in the slipstream. Up the inside at the end of the straight, not close enough. Michelotto slid wide. Will that cost the Italian? Gabriel Bortoletto down the inside, muscles his way through. Oh, they've crashed. They've come together. Morotsov out in the grass does keep it going, but they've lost a ton of time. Morotsov, Bortoletto, that's probably cost them any chance of a podium. The beneficiary is Harry Thompson, the Englishman. An issue for Luca Bosco, the driver from Monte Carlo. He's falling back through the field. He's racing here this afternoon in absolute agony. Not the first driver to be racing with badly damaged, in fact, cracked ribs. And that's no mean feat given that these karts are generating up to 3 G-forces. Doing again, head down behind the steering wheel. Incredible body lean from Balantsev. Down the inside. Retakes Doohan for second spot. The Australian back to second. The Italian lead. The Russian is in second. Sorry, Doohan back to third, I should say. And I can tell you the Finnish driver, Ilias Seppänen, is under investigation for a starting infringement. He's running down in 31st position behind Gabriel Nord, Niccolo Kuhlmann. So the problem for Doohan is certainly going to be Mattia Michelotto in the Zanardi kart. We already saw them take a victory here this afternoon. Down the inside goes the Italian. Doohan back to fourth. He's now off the podium as Luca Bosco retires from this race. Bad luck for the baby race team driver from Monte Carlo. Mattia Michelotto, he's made the move though, but it's not exactly a clean one. He can't pull away. Balantsev says thanks for the opportunity. He now puts 7/10 of a second between that battle. Rosso, though, has put 2.5 seconds between himself and the rest of the field. Michelotto did make the move, but that car does not look good at all. It's sliding all over the place. Michelotto can't rebuild the momentum. It's obviously quick. Obviously, he's got it up to third position from the 70 junior drivers here this weekend. Doohan, second in the first round of the series, off the podium now. Needs to make a move on the Zanardi kart team driver, or he will have the likes of Chivico and Thompson to worry about. Indeed, he does respond. Nicely done by Jumpin' Jack. Back up into third spot. Michelotto, he did make the move, but the car did not look settled when he got past, whether he picked up a little bit of debris on the tyres or not. He's back to fourth spot. 2.7 seconds the gap last time between Rosso and Balantsev. It's now out to 3 seconds. Michelotto, Zanardi kart team driver from Italy. Chivico is actually still running in P5, ahead of Harry Thompson, who won the Winter Cup at Lonato just a few weeks ago. The Winter Cup held for the first time this year in conditions that were not -0 something in snow and ice. It's a pleasant day here in Castelletto. You wouldn't believe it after the weather we had yesterday, as Chivico comes under attack from Harry Thompson, who won that very race we were just talking about. There's Chris Lullum from Surrey, just to the south of England, south of London, I guess in southern England. Hello to all our friends watching on in the United Kingdom. You've already had a British victory this afternoon with Tom Joyner. Can Thompson, or indeed Lullum, get up onto the podium this afternoon? Well, we've got 10 laps to find out. There's Thompson, Chivico, Lullum. That beautifully presented Piers Sexton Racing entry. You can hear the Vega tyres screaming for grip on a track that is not rubbered in. Chivico under attack from Lullum. The Englishman goes through. What a superb performance it's been from young Christopher. As Doohan closes up on the back of the Russian, up the inside. Oh, what a move. What a sensational move. Has Balantsev got a problem, in fact? He made that look too easy. Now he's coming under attack from Michelotto. Or has he just played his cards too early? Doohan back up to second, Balantsev to third. You would think it's going to be fourth because Michelotto in the Zanardi kart is all over the back of the Russian. They go up the back straight. There's 8 laps remaining. Well, this is virtually the order that they finished at Adria. Rosso won it. Duin was second. Morozov, he's out of this one. He was third at Adria, but it is indeed his countryman, Polantsev, who's flying the flag for the country that we once knew as the Soviet Union. Mind you, that was before Pavel was even born. Michelotto still in P4. Thompson now up to 5. The Englishman running 5 and 6 with Lullen. Civico back to 7th. Portoletto after that incident early on. He's in 8th. Marcellia. Cass Havercourt, the Dutchman, the fastest qualifier. As Duin has a moment coming onto the straight. Here's Cass Havercourt. Now rounds out the 10. Michelotto over the back of Balance. There's Thompson and Lullen. Thompson goes defensive. Civico in the FA cart. You would expect nothing less from the Spaniard. Thompson goes defensive. That's going to cost him on the exit. Oh, they touch. Civico climbs up over the back of him. The 360 cart, very lucky not to spin out of the race there, as the fight for the final steps of the podium continues. The inside rear of the 326 Duin cart lifts up nicely. Again, incredible body movement. Body lean from the Russian. Duin head down behind the steering wheel. Michelotto's got the speed. He has got up into third earlier on in the race, but he can't stay there. Duin runs wide. Pavel Balantsev can't capitalise. He's now going to be under attack from Michelotto down the inside. Brilliant move from the Zanardi kart team driver. He's now up onto the podium. He signals to Pavel Balantsev. The Russians don't like being told what to do with hand signals. Michelotto is saying, hey, let's get on with it, because Duin and indeed Rosso are walking away with this one. Whether Balantsev wants to play with him or just immediately make the move, it gives Duin a little bit of breathing space. And speaking of breathing space, Andrea Rosso has got 4.2 seconds over the battle that you're watching on screen right now. Up the back straight at 126 kilometres an hour for these OK Junior karts. The far part of the circuit, the lakeside straight. Michelotto catching the back of the RFM FA kart. Balantsev is losing time to both of them. Italians running 1 and 3, split by the Australian. Then it's the Russian, the Englishman, Harry Thompson in P5, leading his countryman Lullen. Then the boy from Brazil, Gabriel Portoletto, as Michelotto goes down the inside with Duin. Duin's out in the marbles. They go side by side into turn 3. This is nail-biting stuff. This allowed Pavel Balantsev to rejoin the battle, and he was out of it just half a lap ago. Duin's going to be slow onto the back straight. Can Balantsev getting the slipstream? Duin knows it. He looks behind. He's covered it. Not enough though, because Pavel Balantsev slides down the inside to go into position number 3. He goes defensive when he probably didn't need to. Michelotto says, how good is this? He's pulling away from this battle. He's now in second. The final lap of the race. The checkered flag comes out. He won in Adria. Rosso has won again for the second time here in Castelletto. Michelotto was second. Pavel Balantsev across the line in third. What a sensational final here at Castelletto di Branduzzo. No doubt about the winner. Rosso, absolutely superb. You cannot say he didn't deserve it. He won it by 4.6 seconds. Michelotto makes it Italy 1 and 2, and Pavel Balantsev the final step of the podium. We look at the highlights of the race. This was as close as they saw. Andrea Rosso, Duin going wheel to wheel with the Russian. They put on a great battle for virtually the entire race. Balantsev, Duin trading positions. Michelotto, well, he got the job done in the end, didn't he? The Zanardi kart driver finishing in second. This is where he got past Duin. Balantsev pulled away from this battle just when he needed to. Rosso, he was already down the road on his way to victory. Genis Chivico, Harry Thompson. The Englishman came home in P5. Ahead of Chivico, Bortoleto, Henrion, Marsella, and Chris Lullam. What a performance from him this weekend. The Englishman rounds out the 10. That was a nice move by Doohan. Getting the run on the exit. Chivico having a moment there with Gabriel Bortoleto. Indeed, the Brazilian had a very hectic race. Doohan looked good on the podium at this point, but then Michelotto with a sensational move down into turn number 1. Pavel Balantsev watching on in 4th. He knew what he had to do, and he made the move up the back straight, dropping Jack off the podium. The checkered flag for the second time in a row. Andrea Rosso has won at Castelletto. Matteo Michelotto makes it Italy 1 and 2. Balantsev was 3rd, and Doohan, you could see the disappointment for the young Australian coming home in P4. That's good points for him though. Remember, 2nd in the opening round. Thompson was 5th. What a great start the Englishman's having to 2017. Genis Chivico, Bortoleto after that very hectic race. Gillian Henrion in the 333 CRG coming home ahead of Marsella, Lullam, rounding out the top 10. For the second time in a row, we will hear from Andrea Rosso. He has dominated the first round of the Supermaster Series for Team Baby Race, and he has just won again for the second time in a row at Castelletto. The podium presentation for OK Junior in just a moment. This is the second round of the Supermaster Series. You're watching us right here on WSK.it. A slight change to the order here. Unfortunately, Matteo Michelotto won't make it up onto the podium after not passing post-race scrutineering. That elevates Jack Doohan up into 3rd place. No doubt about the winner, though. Andrea Rosso has dominated for the second time in a row. Pavel Balantsev, the racing Russian, in 2nd place. And just to wait for the official podium here for OK Junior. Stay with us on WSK.it. The 60cc mini final immediately at the conclusion of this one. Let's get underway. The podium for OK Junior, all the way from the Gold Coast, Australia. Let's hear it for Jack Doohan. Second place from Russia for SMP Racing, Pavel Balantsev. He won at Adria. He leads the series. He dominated for the second time in a row. The winner, Andrea Rosso. The girls to present the third place trophy to Jack Doohan. The second place trophy to the Russian driver, Pavel Balantsev. For the second time in a row, the winner of the WSK SUPERMASTER Series round, Andrea Rosso. The girls to present the magnificent Avio Milano timepieces to Jack, Pavel and Andrea. As we stand by for the national anthem of Italy. The podium for OK Junior, Jack, Pavel and Andrea. Jack second at Adria, third today. What a race. That's got to be good for your championship.
Yeah, it's really good. It was a very tough race, as Andrea already checked out before I could get a touch. But it was tough with Balantsev and Michelotto. Unfortunately, he got a bumper penalty, but drove really well. But it was a good weekend.
Congratulations, mate. Well done. Pavel Balantsev, congratulations. Second place today. A great drive here this weekend.
Thank you very much. My team, my sponsor, SMP Racing, who make it possible for us. Was really difficult weekend, but we make it.
Thank you, Pavel. Congratulations. Andrea Rosso di nuovo. Hai vinto. You won for the second time again. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm very happy. First of all, thanks to the team. Of course, to One Engines for the amazing job this weekend, also in Adria for the first round. Now I want to be focused for the third round, and I have to stay calm because the championship is long.
Congratulations, the podium, Jack, Pavel and Andrea Rosso. One final remain here this afternoon. In just a few moments, 60cc Mini.